I just got back from the gym. I'm so pumped. Listen, there is some breaking news that we need to get to you so you can know exactly what's going on in your backyard, in our village. And I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into it. Sit back and let's talk. All right, this is DZ Carr. I am so glad that you're here. Listen, I know there's a lot of things that's been going on. There's a lot of breaking news for Lee County this week, okay? There's a lot of news, and I want to cover it, especially because it affects our community. It affects the people that look like me, that have the same hue that I have, and I need to get this information to you so you know exactly what's going on, what's happening in our backyards, in our community, in our neighborhoods, and put my collar down, Lord. It's apparent that we need to make sure that we stay abreast of what's going on. It's apparent that if we don't understand what's happening right in front of our eyes, we will be blindsided. And I don't want our people to be blindsided. There's a lot of events that has happened. There's a lot of things that has transpired in our community that affects our community. And I'm not a journalist. I'm not a news reporter. I'm not even a podcaster. I just decided, hey, I want to get information to you on a regular basis. And I'm trying to do that as fast as I can. Being a one-man band is difficult. But I'm trying to find the time, trying to find the techniques, and trying to find the solutions so we can get to the information that you need. Now, right here in Lee County, well, thank you for coming anyway to our village. But right here in Lee County, there's a lot of breaking news, and you need to know about what's going on and what's happening. So this week, I would say this past weekend, actually Friday, let me let you know exactly what's happening with our Lee County school. Our Lee County schools, there's investigating a possible criminal misappropriation. Okay, I want you to pay attention to the word investigation or investigating a possible criminal misappropriations. And I'm thinking this must be of funds. Remember, there was a past school here. Well, I'll tell you what, before we get to that, let's go ahead and just read exactly what's happening. And this is coming from one of the local papers here. And I want you to at least listen to what they have written in this news article. Okay, it says the Lee County Board released the following statement on Friday. That was late Friday night, announcing an investigation into the potential misappropriations of funds. Now, on Thursday evening, the Lee County school system became aware of a potential misappropriation of funds for the school system. And in response, the superintendent is leading an immediate and thorough review of the situation to ensure transparency and accountability. And this is what they're saying that is going on that we need to know about in our communities. And as a part of this ongoing investigation, the school system has reported the matter to law enforcement. So the school is being investigated. They're being investigated, and they are running on investigation of this matter to law enforcement, and is committed to fully cooperating with any inquiry that may follow. Due to the confidential nature of this personnel related issues involving this review, we are unable to provide further specific details at this time. So here's the thing. I support our school system. I support teachers. I'm an advocate for teachers any faculty member. And by the way, we're doing a faculty member of the year award. You can go to schoolspiritcentral.com, or you can go to School Spirit Central on Facebook. You can find the link there. You can nominate janitors, custodians, personnel for the cafeteria. You can nominate security guards, teachers, bus drivers, student councils, anybody that work in the school, Lee County schools. You can nominate them for that award. But anyway, I divert from that. But I want to talk about our Lee County school system. There's a lot of things that's going on. We just elected a board, and now they're investigating possible misappropriation of funds. Possible. Okay, possible. Here's my thing. If you can't go into details about what you're investigating, why even make it public that there is an investigation? Now, they may have to do that because of, that's the format that they have, and they have to, let people know what's going on. But if you can't give me any information about what you're investigating, then why even say that you have an investigation? Why don't you find what's happening and then report about it? That's just my personal opinion. Because here's the thing, if you got an investigation about me, then you got to put me on leave. Once I'm on leave, and then you don't get to hear from me in the next 2 to 3 months because I got to get in front of a judge. By that time, personal opinions or the public opinions already been formed. You don't have any, most of the time, you don't even have a rebuttal about whoever's been the investigation, who is, it actually coming up against, or who is being accused. The accused don't even have the right to be able to say, hey, I didn't do it, or I did do it, or this is what happened. Now, that's just my 2 cents. I probably didn't explain it the way that I wanted to, but listen, I want us to be informed about what's happening. So there's an investigation about misappropriation of funds, possibly in the Lee County school system. So now I remember and I recall that there was the same incident almost when there was a school that was led by Dr. Sean Williams, and it was called MENA. And this was the same incident, but the lead administrator of MENA School, he was suspended, and an investigation into unspecified and financial matters, according to the attorney of the school board of the director. So this was the same situation almost. I don't know because they can't get real detailed in what they're investigating on, but this man was suspended. I didn't hear anybody that was suspended for the Lee County School misappropriation of funds. Nobody was named. Listen, I just want transparency. And if you're going to say, hey, I need transparency and I want to be transparent to you, then there needs to be some type of transparency displayed. Okay? So I just want us to be fair. All right? Let's be fair. If there is some things that's going on that need to happen, if people need to be suspended or set down or whatever, just do one the same way. They say if it's good for the goose, it's good for the... If it's good for me, it should be good for you. Right? Only thing I'm saying to you, that if you are going to have an investigation, treat everyone the same way. And I think, I'm no lawyer, I'm no judge, I don't know the law to the extent. I know some, but I don't know a lot of it. But what I say, if you're going to do the investigation, go ahead and do the investigation. But then when you're ready to report and you found some things, then you report it. Save a lot of jobs, save a lot of reputations, save a lot of lawsuits. Then that way, when it comes out, okay, hey, it's been investigated. We found this, we found that, and this is what's going on. And then we can move on. But like I said, this is our village, and we want to make sure that we're being treated the same way. All right, that's the Lee County school investigation. I hope they give us details so we can know what's going on. And this was just this Friday. This was March the 15th. Okay? March the 15th. We need to know what's going on in our society. It is very crucial. Especially these are our kids going to these schools. And we need to know what adjustments we need to make. Right now we're in limbo. We don't know what's going on. We have no idea. But what I do say is that if we're going to do anything, we're going to do it for one, we do it for the other. All right? So let's move on. We got some more information. Yesterday, me and my wife, we go grab something to eat for lunch. And she saw something on Facebook, and there was one of the local cooks here who they do like an outside event to where you can go buy and purchase food from them. And so she saw it on Facebook, and she was like, "Hey, that looks good. Let's go grab something to eat and let's support Black business." Hey, I'm all about supporting our own. They say that our dollar only circulates 1 to 2 times before it goes into other communities. And so I like to support whoever, I don't care, whoever it is. If you got something good, I want to support. Now, if you got something sketchy, something that people having a lot of complaints about, I'm going to be a little hesitant. I'm going to just be honest with you. But when I see our people doing good things and great things and handling business, I want to support that. So anyway, we were going to grab some lunch. And so she saw the post on Facebook and said, "Hey, let's stop and get something to eat." And I'm like, "Hey, let's do it. Let's do it." So we got there and had some kind of disturbing news, and I'll let them tell you what happened, okay? And here it is.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I just wanted to come to you guys real quick. So unfortunately, we've had a situation today. I've been doing Smack Good Saturdays at this spot for the last year. Once a month, twice a month. I've had permission to be out here. I have insurance. Now, all of a sudden today, we have been contacted by somebody that has a shop in this building, in this center, and said the property manager has told us we have to leave. Now, I've had permission from them the last year, but they're telling me this morning that I have to shut down and leave because she doesn't want us out here. So I do apologize, but if you have not pre-ordered, we're not taking any more walk-ups right now because we have to, like I said, we have to shut down and leave because the property manager doesn't want us out here anymore. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but we were given permission last year to set up anytime we wanted, as long as we were a certain distance away from the building. So if you have not pre-ordered, I do apologize. We may set up tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. But as of right now, we do have to shut down because the property manager has requested that we move on from this spot and leave. So I do apologize, but anybody that has not pre-ordered, we are shutting down in the next 30 minutes.
All right. Okay. So now here's the thing. For me, I always say I love for our people to have our own things, have our own buildings, have our own businesses, have our own event spaces, have whatever that we need, we own it. So then that way we don't have any issues. But in reality, we have to lease sometimes. So we have to get permission. We have to, get sign a contract sometimes to be able to be on other people's property and things of that nature, which is good. I understand that. But what I don't appreciate is when we don't do things properly. And to have this man being on your property for all this time, and now while he's in the middle of doing business, in the middle of serving people, you say you're no longer allowed. Now, that is a situation or issue that I have with a lot of businesses that do our people that way. Now, if you would have came a week or so before, or sat down and said, hey, let's talk. Let's see, let me tell you what's going on. And you came in yourself as the owner, phone call, in person, however, and say, listen, this is what the deal is. You've done it in the past and we didn't set nothing, but now I have a change of heart. I want to do something different, and you can no longer serve food in my parking lot. Then everybody is on the same page. You know what's going on. You know what's happening. Then there's no excuse. Okay. But for you to do it through someone else, and then to say, hey, I don't want you to be on my parking lot. That was very disturbing to me. And to this young man, because here's the thing, I don't know what his financial situation is. I don't know if he was dependent on that money. I don't know how, whatever it was. But regardless, you've been there for all this time. Now things have just suddenly changed. And the owner probably has the right to do that. I'm not saying that they don't. But to have the common courtesy to at least say, hey, let's do this beforehand. Let's sit down and talk. Whether it was a money issue, whether you just the city said you can't do it anymore, whatever it was or whatever it is, hey, let's sit down, let's talk, let's let me know, okay, what's going on. Don't come in the middle of me doing business transactions to tell me, okay, now you got to go. But that happens to us a whole lot. It happens to our people. Now, I was just sitting Googling. I said, let me see how many Hispanic restaurants, just Hispanic, in Sanford. I found out that there were over 25. And I'm just talking about brick and mortar. I'm not talking about food trucks or people that's doing pop-up shops or, selling, at the end of the road. No, I'm not saying, I'm just saying brick and mortar. And I'm not hating. I'm not throwing shade. Hey, go get it. If that's what you want to do and you can do that kind of thing on that kind of scale, I don't care who you are. Go get it. Go get that money. Just do good business. But in our community, we have maybe 1 to 2 in Lee County maybe one or two restaurants, brick and mortar. So to have somebody that's doing good, building a community, building an audience, have good food, that's doing good in our community, hey. So I'm telling all of us, let's go support this Hen Dawgs. Support them. Let's not talk about them. Let's not talk about why it took me this long to get my... Look, here's the thing. It's one of our own. Let's support them. And there's some more out there that are doing things that just like this young man is doing. So, hey, let's get out there. Let's support him. And hopefully if he wants to get a brick and mortar, we can be able to help push him in that. Or if you want to get a food truck, let's push him in that. But this should not have happened this way. And so me and my wife went up there, and he had to tell us publicly, I apologize, but I cannot serve you. And, you know, my blood just boils, because it's like, you know, we see other people, we see other races, they can be able to function and do other things. And we always get the short end of the stick. But I think towards the end of the video you just saw, he was able to get on Horner right there, Food Line, where Big Lots is at. Y'all, you know, go support him. Go support him. I mean, you know, matter of fact, when he gets out there, enough of us can just go ahead and buy him out so he can be sold out. Okay? Let's not do our people like that, all right? Let's not say, oh, well, I ain't going to support him because, you know, shoot, I can do the same thing. Let's not do that. Let's go sell him out. Let's get to the point to where as soon as he's set up, he ain't got no more chicken, and he ain't got no more hot dog, whatever he's selling, we ain't got no more. And if you got to wait 30, 40, 50 minutes, just sit down and wait 30, 40, 50 minutes. And don't get on Facebook saying, well, I had to do this, and don't do that. All right? All right. Let's go to our next issue at hand. So there was some disturbing news. I don't know if y'all remember, there was a young lady. She was, I think she was 14 years old. She was walking late at night, and I don't know what exactly happened. But she was walking, and apparently the car did not see her. Apparently, that's what is stated, that the car didn't see her, and she was killed. Her name was Gabrielle Houston. I'm sorry, she was 16 years old. And it was tragic because I knew her. And apparently the person that hit her and dragged her body. From what I understand, it was quite a ways. I don't want to say how far, but but the man that was accused of, well, the man that was driving, that hit her, they had a court case done, and His name was, I'm not going to say this right. Hugo Palacios. I'm not going to say it right. Anyway, you can look it up. And he was found guilty, but he was found guilty of a lesser misdemeanor charge by the Lee County jury. Now I'm going to read this, and this is a little closer to me because, you know, like I said, I knew this family, the whole family. I knew the whole family. And so the wreck happened around 5:30 Saturday near the intersection of Fire Tower Road. 7A. A member of the Highway Patrol told the rant, all right? The victim, 16-year-old, who was not identified due to her age, was walking. And she was struck by this person here of Sanford, okay? The trooper said he left the scene of the wreck. He left the scene of the wreck, but was identified as the suspect in an investigation and located later that same morning. He left the scene, but was located later that same morning. Troopers indicated that he did not seem to be impaired and told authorities he thought he'd hit a deer, okay, because it was dark. He was charged with felony and run result in serious injury or death and failure to report a motor vehicle accident. Then he was taken to jail. And that was reported back in 2023. So he was charged after the incident, which occurred in the pre-dawn hours near the intersection of Fire Tower Road. And he was sentenced to 45 days in jail for misdemeanor convictions. He was sentenced to 45 days in jail. And from what I was told, he had prior convictions of not having proper ID prior to this. So here's the thing. A lot of times these things happen because we don't come together and say, hey, somebody needs to talk about this. Somebody needs to stand up for this. But because we are scattered everywhere, we're here and there and everywhere, we don't have one voice to say, hey, no, you can't do that. Now, had that been someone of a different race, hit by someone of a different race, we're looking at a totally different scenario. Okay? We're looking at a totally different scenario. So here's the thing. This is what I want y'all to understand, is that we have to come together as a unit. Nobody's coming to save us. If we don't get our businesses together, if we don't get our communities together, if our churches don't come together, if our political leaders don't come together, if we don't come together and say, hey, we have to say something. We have to stand up for something. Now, everyone in this United States right now, when there's something that they don't like, they immediately have a march. They immediately have a protest. And people show up. Except our people, our village. Listen, y'all, this is not to make you feel bad. This is not to get you upset. But here's the thing. If we don't come together, if we stay in our corners, we'll start to fight each other instead of fight with each other.